Welcome back to Ferris Sports Update. Time to talk women's soccer, and with us, head coach Andy McCaslin. And coach, first of all, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Kind of like the football team on Saturday night, you're playing Grand Valley State, this one down in Allendale, and a tough matchup facing the #1 team in the country.
Yeah, no, it's a very good team, very well coached. They were ready to play, and we weren't.
Talk about the weather conditions. I know the football game was kind of rainy here in Big Rapids, and I know you experienced some of that down there as well.
We did. We had two different kind of bouts with the rain. There was about 15 minutes of pretty brutal downpour at the end of warm-ups, and then as the game started, and then it kind of subsided for a bit. Then towards the end of the first half, it started picking up, and right at halftime, it started just unleashing on us.
Tough to play in those weather conditions, but fortunately your kids have had some experience with it at various times this year.
Yeah, we got the last 3 minutes of our game against Walsh rained out, well, lightninged out, but weathered out, and but yeah, we're used to playing in nasty weather, and we're out in the cold every morning when we train, so it's nothing new.
I know a tough matchup against Grand Valley State, but going in right there near the top of the conference standings along with the Lakers, and it's nice to put yourselves in position to make this a big game.
Yeah, you know, it was a game that we thought we could go out and at least compete and do well, because the kids have been playing great. The girls have been playing with some passion and the ability to connect and get forward and score goals, and we hadn't been giving up very many goals, and we came out and the game was bigger than we were expecting. They were faster, more athletic, and they do a really good job down there. The coaching staff down there is fantastic, and they really came out and they were prepared, and we didn't execute our game plan to the fullest potential. So,
what were some of the keys there in the first half? They got off to a big start, 5 goals in the first half. What were some of the keys in the first half?
Yeah, we didn't defend as a team very well at all. We were counting on individual battles as opposed to holding as a group, and we didn't cope very well with their speed. And those are some things that we can adjust to for when we play them here back at home midweek.
I know you do have a non-conference game against them coming up here in another week or so, and what adjustments do you make going against them maybe the second time?
Yeah, it's watching a lot of footage and figuring out those moments that we can be better in. It's all about the team defending and figuring out ways to get out once we've been defending for a little bit and take advantage of the chances that we had.
It seems like a team like Grand Valley that has that many shot attempts is hard to defend, even if you're playing well.
Yeah, even if you're playing well, they're going to have the ball a lot of the time. They're a Division I team playing Division II. They haven't been scored on all season. It's one of those that you're like, man, I just hope we can go score a goal, you know. And at the same time, you go and as well as we were playing defensively, like maybe we score a goal and then maybe we can hang on, because we had been doing some things really well, and we definitely got a wake-up call.
I know as a first-year head coach, obviously tough to take on a team like that. But what do you learn as a first-year head coach, and what you're trying to do here at Ferris State and build your program?
Yeah, we've got a long way to go. We've got to figure out the kids that we can get that are athletic enough to come in and compete at that level. We have to have the right mentality every single day we step out, and I'll take responsibility for some of that as well, because we weren't as prepared as we could have been to play.
Talk about the second half. After a tough first half, how your kids battled back in the second half and played in the last 45 minutes or so.
Yeah, my challenge to them, I mean, the game was over at halftime, but my challenge to the girls were, hey, let's go win the second half, and we battled and competed and played well. We gave up 7 shots on goal in the second half, or 8, I guess, when they scored the one. But 7 saves for Rachel, who got a shot in the second half, and she did well. She answered the call, and we defended better as a group, and we took some chances going forward, and we were able to do some things that we were expecting to do from the start, which maybe if we come out and do those things from the beginning, we're talking about a different story right now.
I know a young team for the most part here this season, a number of young freshmen and sophomores seeing a lot of action. Just talk about how this type of learning experience helps them as they move forward down the road.
Well, I hope it's humbling. I really do. I think that they need to be humbled by it, but at the same time now can understand what it's like and what we need to do to play at that level. We talk all the time about championships and winning championships and competing at the highest level. If we're not taking on teams like Grand Valley as much as we can twice a year, we're not going to know what that's like. And we're scheduling next year's is top 25 teams in the preseason. So we're talking about things that are going to prepare us for the future. And if those kids can learn those lessons, we're going to be better off at the end for it.
This week, right back into conference action. You've got an early week non-league game against Northwood, but then at home against Tiffin and Findlay this weekend. Just talk about this week's opponents and what you expect.
Yeah, it's a hard week with 3 games. We've got the non-conference game, which is I'm going to use it as a day for people to compete and put their mark on spots. But I'm really focused on the league. We've got 15 points out there still. 6 points on the weekend that we can go out and get back to the tops, to second in the league at least, because we've dropped crucial points and we can't get back to the top right now. But we've got to take the points that we can get at home, especially where we've been playing well. We've shut teams out all season, so hopefully that continues and we can get it done this weekend.
Still a few big weeks left here in the conference season, and your team right in the race right there for one of those GLIAC tournament spots. Just talk about what that means, being able to get a GLIAC tournament spot and hopefully a chance to play on in the postseason.
Yeah, goal 1 is to get into that league tournament top 8. But then from there, once we secure that spot, it's about fighting for a top 4 spot, figuring out a way to get a game at home. Just eases up on travel, and the girls like sleeping in their own beds and that sort of thing, which is nice. But it's a positive step for the program. We've been in the GLIAC tournament now 3 straight years and made some progress last year, but we're not done. We've got a lot of work to do, and this is a group that we can really step forward and get it done.
This week against Tiffin and Findlay, 2 teams kind of in the same situation, trying to earn some points and trying to get into the conference tournament.
Yeah, no, Tiffin and Findlay, they're both quality teams. They're not getting the results that they're used to right now, especially the Sunday game for Findlay. We're excited for the opportunity to play some good teams at home, where we've been having some success. But every game we know we have to come out and play, because they're like you said, fighting for spots, and they're fighting for points, and we are as well. So we've got to go out and get that done.
I know we talked earlier about a number of freshmen and sophomores, just 3 seniors on your team. Just talk about the leadership that maybe they've helped provide this season.
Yeah, no, they've been fantastic. They bring a level of energy to the group, and without having an assistant, they're kind of my right arm for that, and they're sending out the text messages to make sure kids are at training on time, and the things that we need to get done, just the logistical stuff to get to training. And then at training they set the tone and they set the level, and the level's been very good for the most part through the first half of the season.
Well, Coach, best of luck. A busy week coming up for the Bulldogs, and best of luck.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.